Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the pre-show. I'm John Arola. It's already Wednesday. Man, you take one day off, you hand the show over to JR, and the week just rolls on by. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it, especially those of you who've already hit the like button. How nice is that? What a welcome. Kenny from Philly says, reminder to check comments for this week's top 10. You rock, Dragon Daddy. Okay, well, let me bring that up. I'll have to remember to do that. Thank you, Kenny from Philly. Much appreciated. How did everyone enjoy the day off where Dragon Daddy wasn't around? We had JR, we had Wozni. Pretty awesome. Don't get used to it or anything. His jokes about taking control of the show were not appreciated. Let me just say that. But thank you to JR for doing that. SB, you can, of course. Stephanie, thank you for becoming a Tier 1 member, getting access to your badge, and to the emojis. People were saying that it's fading. I mean, I think what it is that the scalp dye has come off to some extent. The hair is still purple, you can see. It is subtle, probably for the best. I stopped wearing a hat walking around as of today. So anyway, thank you everybody for being here. Well, JR is not in control of the music in the breaks. Neither of us regrettably have anything to do with that. But let me just make sure that I get this open. There we go. Okay, I'll be able to see the comments. Awesome. Hey, Kenny from Philly, I do see. Ooh, okay. I'm going to evaluate your list there. I see. Okay. Anyway, everybody, thank you for being here. Please hit the like button if you'd like to see the big story about Mike Lindell. It's August. Trump is supposed to be reinstated. That's what I heard from certain sentient pillowmen. Anyway, I will be doing the main show with Anna Kasparian a little bit later on. But before we get to that, and I'll let you know what's going on Big News Wednesday, which, by the way, does not have J.R. Jackson. We got J.R. Jackson yesterday. We have Francesca Fiorentini. Big News Fran Days. That's what's coming up today. So, but anyway, we got a ton of stuff we're going to talk about. I think you can probably guess a few of the things. Billy, that was just for you. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about a little bit of the news for this pre-show. The first is, and you're going to need to look this up. I'm not doing the twisty thing today. But Venice Beach, there are these police coming to clear out unhoused individuals on the beach. And they came armed with assault rifles. Now, you might recall that just last week we were talking about the fact that LA has passed this new ordinance basically making it illegal to be unhoused effectively. There are so many components to it, so many places that you can't be that it's hard to imagine how you're supposed to live. That's by design, the bill. But they said, hey, I know that this seems like super awful. It's cruel and all that. But don't worry. We're going to be coming with social services and aid. We're going to check in on people. Now, obviously, we're not into that bill yet, the actual effects of it. But it's going to have to be a pretty big turnaround from coming armed for war to we just want to help people. And maybe it will. I sort of doubt it. But maybe it will. Maybe they'll stop sending the cops. Maybe the cops will stop thinking that these people who don't have food are armed with RPGs. I don't know. But that is going to be a massive change for LA. And you will have to excuse me for saying that I don't buy it at this point. Anyway, the video's out there if you want to see that, Jesus. Depleted Uranium Cowboy says, love the hair on the shirt. Thank you. Oh, did you see the shirt? The best of the Dragon Squad shirts, they're saying. And they are me. Anyway, this is available at Shop TYT. I hope that you'll like it. I think the team did a great job on it, and I'm hoping that if it does well, they'll let us do more t-shirts, because I love having TDR and Dragon Squad merch. But anyway, that's available at Shop TYT. Forbesilla says, Dragon Daddy, I have bright pink hair, and no one takes me any less seriously at the law firm I work at. One of our attorneys says, purple hair, missed you. That is awesome. Yeah, and I can see from your avatar that you do. Glad that, society is evolving so that there isn't this huge amount of judgment based on just having some color inked on your skin or in your hair. Chad Rath says, love the show, hate the news. Hey, that's actually like the mission statement of the show. Yeah, I hate it too. It's awful. It's the worst. Anyway, Well, I was going to say this is good news. Let me throw this out here, and you tell me what you think about this. So, New York City requiring proof of vaccination to enter all restaurants, fitness centers, and indoor entertainment venues. So if you want to participate in these things, you have to have proof of vaccination. So this is sort of, I guess, a carrot/stick. What do you think about that? You can say that, Kenny. Wayne says working on a sympathy dye job, but not sure it works on gray hair. It might work better. Actually, I need to touch up my roots. It's been here for 3 days. Anyway, vaccination proof is an excellent idea. Good. This is good. Vermont approves of, okay. So far, it looks like people are buying it. Do it nationally, better than nothing. Yes, they should. I'm for the carrot stick. I think a carrot makes a great stick. That's already illegal in New Hampshire. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, obviously, yeah, some places they've outlawed it, certainly. Some of the places that are being hardest hit by the pandemic, actually. Weird how that works out. If you want to be part of society, act like part of society. I approve. Yeah, and especially for things that you can spread, obviously. Okay, well that's awesome. Anyway, glad to hear it. Well, that's what's going on right there. Europe has done it for quite a few things, going to soccer and stuff like that. Made money to building says I'm going to snag a purple Dragon Squad shirt for my Hubs B-Day tomorrow. How you doing, John? Going to tend to the garden and listen to the show today. That is awesome. That sounds like fun. Nice way to relax. I'm exhausted from yesterday, and of course I'm coming back to news that is not. That's awesome, Ray Turner. Purple beard. Let's see it. Yeah, the news sucks. I know you probably know what I'm talking about. It's going to be our lead story for the show. Yeah, it's devastating. I got some good writing done yesterday. That's nice, but the news is bad, and I'm just sick of being attacked from all angles. So really fast, we'll talk about it more. But Nina Turner being beat because the Democratic establishment put millions of dollars into a candidate that they hadn't known about and don't care about fundamentally. So she was beaten by the establishment. So then to see her getting attacked by those people who are saying she's crazy, she's a radical or whatever, but then from people on the left saying she's the establishment, people who support her are the establishment. No, she got beat by the establishment. So I know it doesn't matter, and it's a very small group of people, mostly online, but it does suck. Like when you're trying to be used to being stabbed in the chest, getting stabbed in the back constantly too, sucks. And yeah, Nina's not done or anything like that. It's just we really could have used her. Could have used her right now. Could have used her 2 or 4 years ago. Anyway, over in Arkansas, Republican Governor Hutchinson says regrets the mask ban that was signed into law, so stopping you from having mask requirements. Okay, that's good. Well, it's too late, so you didn't pass it in the first couple weeks. It's not like you didn't know. And now cases are spreading rapidly. We'll be talking about that too. Very cool. Very cool. What do you want, cred? Look, being willing to say it all as a Republican, I guess, is worth something because we know you're going to get attacked by other Republicans, but it doesn't help the people of Arkansas. So anyway, Ferret Queen says, I think our first mistake was allowing the removal of masks based on the honor system, forgetting that anti-vaxxers have no honor. I mean, look, Ferret Queen, I think that you're totally right. Now, it also might be impossible to get them to comply with it, but you don't have to wear a mask if you're vaccinated. Well, so you're trying to control the behavior of people who don't want to wear masks. Do you think that it might have some overlap with people who don't want to be vaccinated too? We shall look into this. Anyway, hey, good news. Good news. There's a new season of the movies that made us on Netflix, covering Forrest Gump and Pretty Woman, Back to the Future, and Jurassic Park. Great movies. Love the documentaries. That's the only good news I have these days. Guys, I'm getting a little bit worried. Not about the news, but we're not at 1,000 likes. And I think that it would be irresponsible of me to eventually move on to this Mike Lindell story if we don't get to 1,000 likes. I'm just going to put that out there. I think that the stream might have to end early. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, DeSantis isn't doing shit about the pandemic and how bad it is there. Ray Turner's video is on YouTube. I guess that's better than an avatar. Okay, let's see. Here's a bit of a fact check. You want to know another conspiracy theory that's going around? Michael Fanone, one of the cops that you're punching down on Mike Lindell. That's funny. Yeah, I'm punching left on Mike Lindell. Everything's punching left. So Michael Fanone, the cop who testified, there's a theory going around that he stormed the U.S. Capitol and waved a Confederate flag. Do you know why they say that? Because there's a picture of a guy who looks kind of like Michael Fanone. So there's a guy who's like waving a flag in the Capitol building. Mike Fanone is outside of the Capitol building getting attacked. So what is this theory about? I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to try to put ourselves into the headspace of crazy people, but I'm assuming that they don't want to have to contend with the video of Michael Fanone being attacked in his experience. So if in theory he was actually inside, well, then I guess the stuff with the cop didn't happen, that video. But, like, even if that was true, which it isn't, I mean, it is footage of a cop being attacked. Like, why would... It didn't not happen. So is he a good guy? Because he attacked the Capitol now? So you like him, right? No, you don't. You don't like him, though. I just don't like him. Nothing has to make... Can't your conspiracy theories make some sense? Conspiracy theories should be unlikely. They should be difficult to believe. They shouldn't be the batshit craziest thing you can think of. But that's what they have to be to really go viral. People want some refined shit that hits your bloodstream hard. They're used to all that light stuff. It's like, unfortunately, like a lot of people's news diet. You know, you start to like the news, you follow it, and then you want something stronger, something more pure. Give me something like unrefined. That's what you want. That's what happens. It's like addiction. And it affects people who believe in a conspiracist way of thinking about the world. Jesse says, my Kindle's advertising me trashy romances. How'd your algorithms go so wrong, Amazon? Then I get an ad for Her Dragon Daddy. Oh no, they knew. That can't be real, Jesse. But I will say, on my Kindle, I get advertisements for trashy romances. I don't think I've ever bought a book off of an advertisement on there, but I don't rule it out. Susan says, John, shout out Dave Pacman's interview with Mr. My Pillow. I have not seen that. I guess more power to him for talking directly to that individual. Jeffrey says, hey, Dragon Daddy, your shirt should be there by now. Let me know if it fits. Did you send a shirt? Okay, we're going to have to check. I haven't gotten any packages recently. Remember, Dave has to bring them to the studio, but thank you. This one fits well, and you know, this one's actually available at Shop TYT. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. Okay, we have a minute or two. No, fuck you, Newt Gingrich. I don't give a shit. Anyway, okay, so very briefly, let's give you an update on a story we talked about, I think on Monday, and it was about Donald Trump and his mojo. So I do need more coffee. I'm going to have more coffee, but I can't have too much. I'm perpetually tired these days. And you're going to make me yawn. Anyway, so Trump had backed Susan Wright last week, didn't go his way. So his aides are very worried. Oh my God, if people start to think that Trump's endorsement doesn't mean anything, well, there goes his power. And so they looked to the next one, Mike Carey in Ohio, and they needed this to work. And so we started debating, no, that the comment did. So we started debating, what does it mean if he gets 2 wrong in a row? And yes, it is. On the other hand, Mike Carey did win. So I guess we're not quite there just yet. Now, look, Mike Carey won by a lot. Trump will say, especially after what happened last week, I came in, Mike Carey was down by 18 points, and so he needed me. I came in, and now he won by 37 points. It's all on Trumpy. You're welcome, Mike Carey. And that's possible. I honestly don't know. I don't know what the polls were saying before he endorsed him. It's also possible that it was never going to be a contest, and he endorsed him to get a free win, effectively. That is also possible. I honestly don't know. I'm being sarcastic, I guess. I don't know. In terms of the consequences, maybe this does mean that he's still got his mojo when it comes to the endorsements. Maybe he's just as powerful as he ever was. Maybe, though, this was an easy one that is sort of hiding the fact that the next time around it might be a little bit more difficult. But also, maybe he will be a little bit more hesitant to endorse in the future at all. So whether his power is lessened or not, he might be less willing to use it, or a little bit more hesitant to use it. So we're going to be watching. We'll see. I don't know what this means. I do know that if he had lost 2 in a row, that would have been bad news for him. This is obviously better news. I just don't know how good yet. But I'm sure his aides are feeling better. Anyway. Yes, this is a size large. Perfectly sized, if I do say so myself. Anyway, let's talk about our main story. Man, I'm exhausted. I slept enough, too. Anyway, wait, hold on one second. Ryan says, given Nina's loss due to dark money, what are the chances we can get a progressive POTUS? Seems to confirm establishment control over races in general. Well, look, Ryan, your concern, I think, is 100% right. Whether it confirms establishment control, I mean, we're in the same situation that we're in before. Progressives have won some races and lost other races. In this case, yeah, throwing a couple $1 million in a race is certainly going to raise your chances of winning, unfortunately. I don't know that this fundamentally changes anything. It is a major downer, though. But we have won races. I mean, look at Cori Bush. We're going to be talking about her. Like, she did win. And she didn't win the first time. She had to come back. Maybe that's Nina's path. Anyway, we'll talk more about it with Francesca in a little bit. But that said, guys, this is August. And August is a month where we're going to get a new president, everybody. You've been worried about this Biden thing and just wondering, when are we going to get old Trumpy back? Well, August is the day that we were told. No, not by journalists or political scientists or those in office. More important than that, CEOs of pillow manufacturers said that the president would be reinstated, I guess, in August. So phase 1, we stop the steal. Phase 3, Trump in office again. Missing a little step there. I never understood how it was supposed to work, and it turns out I had company in that, because Mike Lindell, the sentient pillow man, also had no idea of how it was actually supposed to work. Because we're now in August, we're 4 days into it. We've already lost 10% of the month. And he's saying, well, about that theory, maybe not so much. So he says, we'll be bringing our findings to the Supreme Court in late August, early September, sometime after the cyber symposium ends, and it proves it was an attack by China. When I gave my prediction about August, that was several months ago. That was an estimate at the time, but it took so long to get the symposium set up. However long it takes for the Supreme Court to take it up and decide on this, I can't predict that. I'm not the Supreme Court. You're not much of anything, dude. You're not much of nothing. But anyway, they also say, by the way, okay, hold on. Well, let's see. Once we have the cyber symposium, by the night of the 12th and the morning of the 13th, if everyone has seen it, including the administration that's in there now that didn't win, maybe Biden and Harris would say, hey, we're here to protect the country, and resign. I'm serious. Okay, you might be seriously, but you're seriously something bad. So anyway, they also have this theory that the Delta variant doesn't exist. It's only being hyped up as the Democrats so that they could do lockdowns in August to stop Trump from getting back in office. But wait a second. Then why are you backing off of your theory, buddy? I mean, you've got all this extra proof. They're going to do fake lockdowns because nobody's getting sick, but they're going to do the lockdowns to stop you. But no, now, I don't know. It's on the Supreme Court, really. It could be anybody. It could be something. I don't know. So, if you're a Trump fan, what are you supposed to believe? I've been waiting patiently. Well, not patiently. I've been losing my mind online. But I've been waiting, losing my mind, and now you're telling me I don't get my president back. Well, I'm actually, like, jokes aside, a little bit worried about what that's going to mean, because there's clearly been some Americans, conservatives, who have been waiting, and this has been the thing that they're waiting for. Now, maybe it'll be like, all the doomsday prophets of old. Maybe he'll just give them another date. Maybe it's Thanksgiving. Maybe it's February 8th. I don't know. Maybe that will tamp down some of the potential violence. But people are going to be freaking out because they were waiting for this thing. They believe this pillow man. And it didn't come through, but it's not his fault. If you take away anything from this stream, it is that it is not his fault. He's not the Supreme Court. He's barely sentient. Don't blame him. Anyway. Okay, what was that voice? It was a thing from South Park. Anyway, okay. It was not a Jar Jar thing. It was South Park. It was the Underpants Gnomes. They have a theory. It just doesn't... There's missing steps. Anyway. Is Mike Lindell really humiliated? Look. Obviously, the threshold for humiliation is different for different people, but you think that Mike Lindell likes backing off of a theory? And this was not the only path he could have gone on. He could have ended August saying, no, Trump was reinstated. He's in office. You think he wouldn't say that? You think he wouldn't say that? No, to back off of a theory like this, whether he admits that he was wrong, and I don't just mean that it's not going to happen, I mean that his prediction was wrong. He might not do that. Almost nobody ever does that. But he doesn't like it. I know that. Anyway. Wayne says, Ray Turner, a.k.a. the Bearded Dragon's Purple Beard vid needs likes. You found it. Okay. Okay, it's out there. Liz, wait, hold on. Somebody wants an obscure board game recommendation. How obscure? I mean, the games I play are obscure compared to most people. I mean, I definitely like Quacks of Quedlinburg. That's definitely a good game. You can play that one. Anyway, okay, we are unfortunately over time, but thank you so much for welcoming me back to control of the show. We've got something special for you. Not just Big News Wednesdays, but Fantastic Fridays. But Fran Days. It's a news... Fran's going to be here, and it's going to be awesome. I need her to help me get through this day following Nina Turner's election. So definitely look forward to that. It is coming up in less than 20 minutes. You can stay here. You can go to twitch.tv/TYT, and I'll see you then.